Yo,
What up? What up?
woo, what's poppin'? Let's go.
I don't know. It's late.
It's late. Damn it. It's LeBron night. It's calling it LeBron night already.
I'm glad you didn't put the TV on, man. I was thinking about that.
I thought about it here. I thought about it,
but I'm like, that's gonna be such a distraction. So right now it is Tuesday. What the hell is today? Today is the 7th or 8th? The 7th.
The 7th.
February 7th. LeBron is actually playing in the game tonight. He is 36 points away from breaking the record for the all-time scoring record in the NBA. So we'll keep you guys posted if it happens tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, man. I got a feeling. I told my brother earlier. I said my brother sent me a picture of the outfit he was wearing, the all-black thing. He sent it to me, and I go, "Oh, he dropped it 48."
That'd be dope if he does like I don't want him to get like 30.
No,
it's just like get like either 25 or get like 60.
But bro, if you have 25 and it's start of the fourth, you're gonna like. I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't get it tonight. You just give him the ball, bro. Just get the fuck out of the way. Yeah, like if I'm anybody on that team and you take a shot and I have 25, you're getting cut in the morning because you know LeBron's a GM too. So you, I'm gonna be like Pelinka. I'm gonna be like fire. Anthony Davis got to get let go in the morning. He took a layup. Russell Westbrook
in the fourth quarter.
Bye. Like he plays for Sacramento now.
Oh shit. Yo, welcome back everybody to the Soberphobic podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Welcome to episode 132.
Let's go.
Hit him with a drink of the day.
Woo! Listen, I was struggling with the name here for a minute, but I got it. Damn it! It is the Rhubarb Delight, and this shit is delightful. Damn it! It is banging, bro. This is good. This is I call this like the you could hold my pee-pee drink, because a couple of these in. It's gonna have me slutting myself out, bro. This shit is too delicious. It's gonna be sneaky, bro. It's like it's you could chuck it like juice,
this is
man.
Really good, man.
It's so good.
I've been watching you, man, and you've been finishing them really fast.
Remember, by the second one, I went, "Yo, that was good." And I had to slam it down. I had to wait till you got your other one, man. I'm like, "Yo, that's gonna be scary later." But this thing is slamming. It is. So we filled up a rocks glass with ice, threw in a shot of apple juice. A shot of, today we did this Whitley Neal handcrafted gin for the first time. It is rhubarb and ginger gin. So try that out. It's pretty damn good so far, at least for this drink. Yeah, so it's amazing. So we did the shot of apple juice, the shot of the gin, top it off with ginger beer, and then squeeze a lime wedge. Don't do anything more than a wedge. We already experimented with that for you. It did not work out.
We was puckering up.
He was puckering up, man. So just squeeze a wedge of a lime in there, throw it in, stir it up, and it just watch them go down, man. Damn, this is good, man.
This is a good follow to last week, man.
Yeah,
we had and it's super simple. There's no shaking. We just stirred it. Like once you put all the ingredients in there, including squeezing the lime, make sure you stir that sucker up. This one is definitely a nice simple one.
Yeah.
To put into rotation.
Yeah, for those that always give a shit about making the drinks too complex, that's back-to-back gin drinks, and they're pretty simple. Listen, man, gin and juice always go right? Gin and juice. Let's go.
All right, man. Yo, my carbon footprint of the week is going out to soon to be NBA's all-time leading scorer, Mr. LeBron James,
greatest basketball player of all time.
We gonna give him his flowers. Hopefully he gets it tonight. If not, he will definitely get it this week. He is about to break. And this every time I read this number, it's just amazing to me. 38,387 points is the current record held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and has been held for 38 years.
Dude, it's one of those records in sports that was considered like unbreakable.
Yeah,
because of not because you wouldn't have athletes that are capable of it, but just the rule changes and the longevity and the way the game has changed. Where back then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar score like 70 a game or whatever it was. Like the game just you don't see that anymore. Like
no one can stop that sky hook. And he was just bigger than
Yeah,
everybody.
and so the competition, I would argue, is better now. You know, the athleticism, the rules, all that stuff do not allow you to go off like this, like you could back then. And
Also, man, I wouldn't even say that the competition is better now. I think that the rules were different back then. He played with and against some great players, but the rules as far as the physicality of the game, like you was getting knocked out back then.
you were, man, but I always have this argument with
Don't start,
listen,
bro. Don't start.
There's no doubt, like those bad boy Piston teams and all that, it was definitely a more physical game. But you're gonna tell me, bro, somebody like Bill Laimbeer is gonna go up there with like a Kevin Durant or like the guys like the in shape. Like I look at guys back then, man, and like Larry Bird was dominating the league. Like Charles Barkley wouldn't dominate. Like it's just the athleticism. Like I mean, Luka has sort of like taken us back to the little pudgy fat boy could go off. But you just look at like LeBron James and like Kevin Durant and Giannis, and like these guys are freaks of nature, man. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that, man.
And from that standpoint, I go that you're playing against world class athletes, whereas I don't know back then that yes, it was a more physical game. You didn't have 6'8". Like Kevin Durant is almost 7 feet and he handles the ball like a point guard, right? Like Magic Johnson
no
was
one was
that,
doing that, right?
But he was. There was a reason Magic Johnson was Magic Johnson, right? Like he was like the only person doing like stuff like that, right? Yeah. Like him and Clyde Drexler and Human Highlight, Dominic Wilkins, stuff like those guys stood out in those eras. They weren't playing against 11 other dudes, on the other team that were just as athletic. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, and I could definitely see that. What I meant by that though was like the physicality of the game of dudes getting knocked down and like the technical fouls. I don't want to say they didn't exist.
I mean, they didn't.
but they didn't exist, right?
You damn near had to shoot somebody.
You got to kill somebody to get the technical foul back then.
The Malice at the Palace let on the technical foul,
dude. I mean, and then it's one of the stories that Jordan told, and during those bad boy years, right, with the Detroit Pistons, when Detroit beat them the year before the Bulls overcame them.
Yeah.
Jordan told Pippen, like, yo, we have to work out. Like, we have to get bigger, stronger, because we're going to have to go into the middle and handle these guys who are handling us or who have been handling us.
Yeah, no, it's very true, man. I mean, you had guys like Shaq, obviously, who sort of tiptoed into both eras and who was just a physical specimen, man. That guy was insane. But yeah, man.
Dude, the other day, well, not the other day, I think it was like last week or maybe even 2 weeks ago. So I go outside. My son wants to 1v1 me in basketball in the driveway.
Oh boy.
Right? So we're gonna play to 10.
Did you let him score, man?
Bro. He goes up 9-1. And then I rise like a phoenix. And I tell him, all right, now it's time for prison rules.
We used to call that in my backyard with my uncles. We used to call it the XBL League, the Extreme Basketball League, because his elbows would start flying. And I was to this day, any one of my uncles ask him to play in the XBL, they'll know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Oh,
so man. Needless to say, he lost 11-9.
Oh, and it was win by 2?
Yeah, it was win by 2. Matter of fact, when I scored 10, he was like, you got to win by 2. I was backing his ass down like Shaq.
Like a phoenix. Oh, it's so good. Which one is it? Because I'm going to start calling him Atlanta Falcons.
Devin.
He blew a 3-1 lead. No, the Warriors. I'm going to call Golden State 3-1 lead. 20-3 is kind of the same thing.
Man. And it's funny, man. I walked away from there because he really likes to play basketball and he plays all the time. And I know that he's getting to that space where he will be able to beat me really soon.
Yeah,
right?
He's gonna be a teen. You gotta take advantage now.
So you take advantage now, right?
Dominate him. Yeah. Nah, you can't let him win, bro. Even when he can, you gotta still leave the prison rules in force. You can't do it, bro. I refuse. I will clothesline the shit out of him on his way to the
man. Let's just say he may or may not have get pushed into the tree and the garage door.
Like how you get a concussion in your driveway. It's the XBL. It's
so no, getting back to this, man.
Yeah.
LeBron, 36 points away tonight, playing the Thunder. LeBron is 38 years old, and even at 38, and those of you who are, I guess, probably, 35 or older.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Right. We've watched this guy play, and we watched this guy on TV when he was in high school.
Yep.
And have watched his whole career. He's been playing for 20 years, and still in his 20th season, he's averaging 30 points a game.
Dude, you got to think about, I grew up in this era where coming out straight out of high school was very normal, right? Like we saw Kevin Garnett do it. We saw Kobe do it. Rashard Lewis, all these guys, like it was very normal. The hype around LeBron James, like it was the first player that I could remember where, like you said, we were watching his high school games. And I know like Kobe had some of that, but this is the first time like you were tuning in as a high schooler. Like I was in high school when this happened. And then it was the year that Carmelo was winning that championship at Syracuse.
Yep.
And it was like, who's going to be 1 and 2? And it was like LeBron, oh, that's the next MJ. It was heir apparent. And, ESPN would have him pulling up to the game in the Hummer and shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I just remember like the excitement behind him. Like Nike gave him like the $90 million contract before he'd even stepped foot on an NBA floor. Like it was all this hype. And dude, to like think about that time and the anticipation of, man, is this kid going to be it? And then watching, dude, I remember his first game against Sacramento and, because like must watch.
Right.
And then to see that, like the hype around that, and then now to see the end of the career, like it's crazy because it makes me feel old. But I'm like, wow, I remember what that was like, and then to see that hype paid, like it
like he lived up to it.
He like how fucking difficult is that, bro?
Yeah.
That guy, you said he was being followed since high school with cameras
and being scrutinized his entire career, right? It's just like, oh, is he gonna win one? And then when he finally wins, and he gets scrutinized for going to Miami, with who's the two guys that went with him?
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade was already there.
And Bosh.
Chris Bosh, that's the other one. So right, he got scrutinized for that, and then he comes back to Cleveland and he wins one for Cleveland, who never wins anything. And then goes to LA and obviously in the bubble, wins another one. So this dude, man, for as much of the spotlight that's been on him, he has lived up to the hype that was surrounding him since he's been in high school. He has 4 NBA MVP awards, 4 titles, and 2 Olympic gold medals.
Dude, I'm looking up here because we were talking about something earlier. I want to get it right. LeBron James, bro, if you removed his dunks and his threes, he would still be 27. He would still have 27,198 points. And he would still have more all-time points than Kevin Durant if he never dunked or made a 3.
Yeah, so Kevin Durant, by the way, is just under 12,000 points below him now.
Okay, so but you figure Kevin Durant has to then play 5 more years at this level, and I don't think health-wise he has it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know what that is. We'll see. We'll see which he could reach, but dude, just removing threes and dunks, and he would still have more points than Kevin Durant. That's wild. That's and then I saw another one that was like, if he attempted as many field goals as Jordan did throughout his career, assuming his average is the same as his average now, he would have something crazy like 48,000 points.
That's insane.
Which is because the other thing is he's not even a quote unquote scorer, right? Like he's a distributor first.
Yeah, and he hasn't. He's always been kind of criticized for. Again, the guy has received so much scrutiny. Even when I watch games with him at home, like my wife for whatever reason is not a fan, and she's just like crybaby, whatever. And I'm just like, man, you don't even appreciate what you're watching.
Yeah, we're gonna look back on that and go like, this is like the fact that guy will literally turn you into a title contender. Like if you put that guy, like we always have this argument, like if you put him on the Orlando Magic tomorrow, like prime LeBron, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
No, like without question, they're at least there. And then the thing is he going to get over the hump and win the title? And it's funny, man. LeBron's the only athlete that we sort of knock for losing NBA Finals. I think he's been there 10 times. He's lost, obviously, 6. He's only won the 4.
Yep.
But I go, he's the only person that we criticize for losing finals. Like Tom Brady's 7-3 in Super Bowls. Listen, 7 Super Bowls is nuts. The fact that any anybody ever hit 7 Super Bowls. Crazy. Nobody ever goes, well, Brady lost 3. You know, like it's just one of those things where like LeBron, you just go, fuck you. Like the expectation for him is so high that even subconsciously the people that hate on him expect him to win because they knock him for getting there and not winning it. Like it's just nuts to me. That
I think part of it is because of the comparison to Jordan, which like you said, like you mentioned earlier, is that when he was in high school, he's supposed to be the heir apparent to Jordan, which is, man, that's some big friggin' shoes to fill, man. It's impossible shoes to fill.
You're talking about a guy who is the NBA logo. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like you see the Jordan icon, and you know that's the thing. Like I know it's Jerry West or whatever, but like the Jordan logo is iconic. That's synonymous with basketball. Like it's the greatest. I would say the most influential player of all time. The most, you know, like there's no doubt about it for sure. Like icon. You know, he was to basketball what like Michael Jackson was to music, right? Like when you think of the showmanship and all that other shit. Like that's what Jordan was to basketball. Yeah,
absolutely. Sure. And so he is not the second coming of Michael Jordan. He is the first coming of LeBron James.
Absolutely. Yeah, because no one will ever be able to play. Dude, LeBron James played all 5 positions effectively. LeBron James, you said carried teams, carried garbage team, because I would argue
that Cleveland team that went against San Antonio.
Oh my God!
I don't even know. I remember the guy with the hair,
Varejao, yeah.
Right?
Eric Snow was on that. Maybe
the other guy that banged his mom.
Was he already on the team? Dante West?
I thought so.
Maybe.
I thought he was.
Mo Williams was on that team, I think.
Dude, it's nuts. Dude.
He had a trash team that he took there. And I think he had Carlos Boozer like past his prime, maybe. But bro, the other part of that too is I even go back to the Miami team. Like people criticize him for going to Miami. Dwayne Wade was not Dwayne Wade that we know for most of LeBron's
No, he
time
wasn't like the Shaq.
No.
The Shaq.
And he was mostly hurt. Like, he was mostly injured during LeBron's tenure. Because I remember watching those games going, wow, LeBron still has to carry the load. He still has to do everything. Same thing with Bosh. Bosh became, and listen, maybe this is the sort of unintended consequence of playing with someone like LeBron, is Bosh was a dominant force, free throw line in when he was in Toronto. And then he gets to Miami, and he sort of became he backed off, and he camps at the three-point line in the corner, and he just became like a spectator. Like, he was not the Bosh that we knew. Like, he was not the scoring option.
That dominant guy,
no,
right?
Absolutely not. And so I remember watching those Miami games, because there was a point in time, I don't know if you recall, like, they lost a lot of games in a row, and the record was kind of trash. There was a whole fire exposure movement a few times for those Miami teams. Yeah. And it was only like when LeBron turned it up, then they went off. Like, he still had to carry that team. And then it wasn't deep. Like, it's funny, the names, like, people look at the names that are on those teams and you're like, man, that was deep. But they were all past their prime. They were all guys just trying to get rings on the way out, right? Like, it was like Mike Miller and Ray Allen and all these guys who were like on their way out, and they were role players. They weren't like superstars carrying the load like he was. Yeah. And so I would still argue that he's never had and listen, I think we could sort of back out a little bit on the Eric Spoelstra. I think Eric Spoelstra is underrated. At the time, I don't think anybody thought Eric Spoelstra was like this great coach. Not. And now today, I think Eric Spoelstra might be the most underrated coach in the NBA. But like, LeBron's never had like a Phil Jackson and then had a team assembled like Kobe's had around him, or like Jordan had around him. Like, LeBron's never had that. Like, and I know people are going to bring up those Miami teams. He has never had a Kobe, Shaq, Ron Harper, Derek Fisher, Robert Horry, those, like, he's never had a team that deep ever. And Jordan, you know, obviously had a team with 5 like Hall of Famers, right? Like, you look at Tony Kukoc and Rodman and Pippen, you know, like Hall of Famers. Like, he had a starting 5 of Hall of Famers. LeBron's not gonna have that in his career. Like, it's just not. Like, so.
Yeah, I don't know. No, you're right, man. Dude, let me let your dog out, man.
He did it again. Like, he didn't last this time, man. Last time he lasted a little bit longer, and he let me down, bro. Now we're gonna have to stop letting you in here, Kai. You're making me look bad. He's like, if you're watching on YouTube, you just watch this unfold for a little bit. The dog has been let out, and then we have to close the curtain because if he sees us, he loses his mind. And he. Yeah, the Siberian Husky, man. They when they say go, it's go. They don't. Yeah, he don't. he won't stop.
I was gonna ignore him because I heard him scratching at the door.
They are relentless.
Then he started coming over to me.
Yeah, like, bro, like, nah. Yeah, like, you don't hear me?
He's like, this guy ignores me all the time, man. Can you help me out here?
Oh man, but dude, shout out to LeBron James, man. Go back to your carbon footprint. Like, just what an absolute phenomenal career, and He says he's got a couple of years left in him.
Yeah.
So, and I know he wants to play with his son, which would be cool to see.
Yeah, which his son is coming out of high school now.
Yeah,
right?
so he'll have to play 1 year of college. I don't even know if that's a rule anymore, but he's got to do 1 year of college.
Actually.
Yeah. So 1 year of college. I think it's an age limit now is what it is. So he's got to go do 1 year of college and he'll come out. So you figure we get LeBron at least 2 more years. So you figure he'll break 40.
That's what it is. It is the age, right? Because we do have some players like LaMelo Ball that went over to, what was it, Australia?
Yeah, they went overseas and then came back. I think you have to be 19 or 20 now or whatever. I think they might have lowered it to 19. So it might be like 1 year out. But yeah, man, we get a few more years of that. And then to see him play at this level, at this age, is crazy. And then just, again, one of those records, like the home run records where you thought no one was ever going to break those. I think this is one of those, or you're just like, no one's ever going to break this. I think, someone will probably break the scoring record because, again, like like you said, Kevin Durant's not that far behind, but it was a record that people thought, no way.
Right. But he said like LeBron's not done yet, right?
No,
so
dude,
he's gonna break the record today or this week, and then he's gonna extend that, and then depending on Durant's longevity, right? Like it may bypass him. And
dude, he ends this season with 40,000 points, right? You figure, or close-ish,
or close,
probably more. And
because they're only halfway, right?
Yeah, they're only halfway. So you figure he has to average 20 points a game to get close to for the rest of the season, and I think they count playoffs, right? So
yeah, I think it's all
time, right? So it's all time points. So yeah, you figure, he's gonna get close to 40,000, and if he plays 2 more seasons, you figure he's gonna end at like 43, 44 at this pace or whatever. So wow, man, what a career. Just crazy, man. I think he gets it tonight, so hopefully by the time you guys are listening to this, he already has it all time. Dude, this is the significance of this is so crazy that there was current NBA players like Draymond Green was saying, if the Warriors play that night, I'm missing the game. I'm going to the Laker game.
Oh, really?
Like he was, and I don't know if he was saying that to be facetious, but it just shows you his peers are like, this shit's wild. This like this is crazy. This is to
experience that, to experience being able to see that in your lifetime. It's just one of those things that just don't happen.
No, dude, you think about home run like every year there's a potential that the home run record for the season gets broken, right? So we might tune in like we did with Aaron Judge and all that stuff. Like, but this happens literally once in a lifetime, probably, right? Like you figure, were you around for Kareem? Like, or you were a teen when he did that?
I was watching him when he.
But it took 30 something years for that, and so you figure if Kevin Durant doesn't do it, then we're and again, I don't think he will. Not from a skill standpoint, I don't think Kevin Durant's going to stay healthy enough to do it. So if Kevin Durant doesn't do it, it's going to be at least another 20, 30 years probably before somebody has a shot at this.
Yeah. Because
you figure somebody who's around now, like Luka, right? You figure Luka has to go play 17 more years to probably get this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is crazy. Dude, it's just nuts, man.
And you look at Luka's body type and you go, just based on looks, I don't think he's taking care of his body the way that LeBron is.
Yeah, he's not going to hold up. Yeah, that's my worry with Luka is that he is an all-time talent who has gotten away with being an all-time talent, and then you hope that at some point maybe something shifts there and he's able to take care of his body. I don't think Luka stays healthy long enough to have a career like that. But hopefully, man. Yeah, maybe, man. I hope so, because that guy is so fun to watch, man. I love watching Luka play, man. So that's awesome. So,
all right, man, what you got?
Whew, listen, man. So from shots to potentially taking a different type of shot somewhere else. I got.
I'm scared.
Nah, don't be, man. This is all good. So, British Columbia in Canada, and we always talk about how nice Canadians are. So they're putting their money where their mouth is. Figuratively and literally, they are decriminalizing, or have actually already decriminalized, cocaine, heroin, meth, and a bunch of other sort of like Schedule 1 and 2 and all like drugs that. Yeah.
So is that just in British Columbia?
And just in British Columbia.
So they can do that.
I guess so.
I guess we can too, right? Like the states.
Yes, the states can decriminalize. Yeah. Then you just can't move it across state lines. Then.
Correct.
Yeah. Or carry it, or So they can do it there. So they're doing that. And I didn't see sort of I think this is sort of their first step to try to implement other programs for like put people in rehabs and yada yada, but and also just free up, I think, prison systems and all that. But yeah, man. I think on an unrelated topic, we're moving the podcast to Vancouver. So just in case we forgot to make that announcement at the top of it.
Baby, I ain't coming home tonight.
Like, what do meth heads running the carbon footprint now? But dude, you talk about just
There's an influx of available
Oh my
employees.
Yo, it's gonna get so crazy now, or not. I'm really curious. So I think for I'm keeping my eye on this because again, like the spirit of the podcast is always like what are these things making an impact, and so I think in North America, and obviously the rest of the world, you're gonna look to a place like that now and go, okay, how does this experiment sort of work out?
Right.
What does it do?
Because
Like,
you don't really know, right? You get
No.
people that are thinking that it's gonna be good. You'll have your naysayers that'll go like, oh, you're gonna unleash these drug addicts and all they're gonna do is just do more drugs and it's gonna be crime and right, like those kind of things that are kind of worrisome when you have if your ideology is that these people are doing harm to society.
Right. And so I'd be curious to see if that's the case, right? Because does it, right? When you allow people to do this, and again, it's not legal, it's decriminalized, right? So I think you just feel more comfortable doing this. It's not like you're going to be able to walk into a Walgreens and buy, cocaine. I mean, you can buy Adderall, same thing, but I guess I think, like you said, is like, does this now create this society where it's like, oh my God, it's chaos, and and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, so no, that's actually a good point because when you said decriminalize initially, my thought was, oh, it's going to be available, and it's not.
No, and it's not.
It's not legal. It's just decriminalized.
Decriminalized.
So if you get caught with it, you're not sent to jail.
No, and so I'm assuming there's going to be some programs in there. Whether you get caught with it, they'll try to put you in rehab and you can work through things. I think what they're trying to do is actually help people and make it so this doesn't ruin your life for getting caught with something like this, and then shift the focus to, do we actually care about rehabilitation for people who are addicted to drugs, or do we care about putting them in a prison system that is obviously has its own set of issues because we monetize that, and it's looked at as like a sort of modern day slavery and all, whatever, however you feel about the prison system. Is like, the idea should be to rehabilitate people. Does that actually happen to people who are addicted to drugs and do find themselves in these odd scenarios? So I think by decriminalizing this, you can sort of put that to the test and you go, okay, the people who truly have addictions, we're going to put them on the right path to try to actually fix that and rehabilitate these guys and integrate them back into society instead of shutting them away for 5 years and it ruins their life, or 10 years or whatever it is. Like here, our drug rules are pretty strict depending on the state. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. I think how this does there, and then do other people sort of, are they watching this and sort of start to adopt it? Like you said, here in the States, is there a state here that's sort of brave enough to decriminalize that level of drug? I don't know that anybody is willing.
Dude,
to
I don't think that
yet.
it's so typically when you decriminalize something like that, it's like if you get caught with, I guess, an amount that is looked at as personal use.
Yeah, if you're a user and not a distributor.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you're a distributor, that still carries
still in
criminal charges.
Yeah.
But it just shows that there's lawmakers in the British of Columbia that are actually trying, in my opinion, are actually trying to help people and not just put people in jail.
No. So so I think that's what the sort of the what I liked about this is that it shows an attempt to actually care for humans and not, like you said, just throw them in jail and sort of go on about our way, and people end up in this sort of forgotten hole of because if you listen, there's some people who just like to do cocaine on a weekend or meth or whatever the fuck, and they're fine and they're functioning people in society, and yet like they're recreational drug users. Knock yourself out, right? If you can do that and survive it and be a functioning member of society or a functioning member for yourself and your family and whatever, like, good for you. And then there are people who really have like drug addiction issues, right? And so do those people deserve to be in jail because they're trying to kick something that in a lot of cases is considered a disease, right? So you're going to punish me for having a disease, depending on how you look at drug addiction, right? So if the thought is that this is really a disease and these people need help, then you should decriminalize this, and then the idea should be, no, you're like mandatory whatever rehab or whatever, right. And if it's a smaller amount, then maybe the first one is just a slap on the wrist and it's like, yeah, you can't do that, and then you get caught again, then it's like, okay, now you clearly have an issue, and then you start, I'm gonna assume there's layers to this, but there's something to keep your eye out, man, for. It's gonna be Gonna be awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, that should be interesting, man. See how that plays out.
Yeah, dude. But if you find yourself in jail for drug use in America, specifically Massachusetts, they are rolling out a little program, something a bill has been introduced. I should say, they're not rolling it out yet. This has been introduced, and they're trying to pass this. And the bill called Bill HD 3822. There's a whole long name to it. I don't care. But essentially, it's you can donate organs or bone marrow to reduce your sentence in prison, is what the premise behind the bill is. Yeah, man. So, hey, bro, you doing a 20-year bid for some murder? You want it down to 10? You may be willing. Maybe that's worth a kidney to you. I don't know. Like,
is it like organ donations too?
Yeah, no, it's organ and bone marrow.
Organ and bone marrow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically, listen, and I like how they tout this. It's kind of hilarious. They're saying that. So there's all these like fast facts and then the bill solution. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. There's currently no path to organ or bone marrow donation for incarcerated folks in Massachusetts, even for relatives. Nearly 5,000 Massachusetts residents are currently awaiting organ transplants, and biological relatives are significantly likelier to be compatible donors than strangers. So the bill solution to these are the problems, are establish a voluntary path to organ and bone marrow donation, restore bodily autonomy to incarcerated folks by providing opportunity to donate organs and bone marrow, and recognize that incarcerated donors' decisions by offering reduced sentences. So essentially,
you had me at reduced sentences.
And I think that's what they're hoping. Bro, if it doesn't, I wish it would tell you like what an organ is worth. Right, like it can't all be created equal.
No,
there's no way.
Bone marrow can't be the same as a kidney.
It can't, right? Or eyeball, or you know what I'm saying? Like it can't be the same. Like what other? Obviously, you could.
What can I get for a heart,
dude? You dead, so you can't get shit. But dude, honestly, could you?
Right?
Could you go? Yeah, I'm willing to die if a family member needs a heart or somebody else, bro. If you're on death row, actually, not just, you mentioned that. I just thought about that. You're on death row. I guess, are you allowed to be like, not just like I guess you could be on an organ donor list, but are you? Can you? I don't know.
Why not?
Great question. I don't know why not, but
why not? Also, if you're, and there's been several movies made about shit like this, right? Where they go, and none of the names come to mind, but it's like where you take an organ from like a serial killer.
Oh yeah.
For instance. And then it starts fucking with the person that actually has it.
Yeah.
I wonder, man. I wonder if like
that could be kind of cool though.
Right, but if you go like, I don't know, if you wanted to say like, where does evil exist? Is it in the mind or is it in your cells?
Oh.
Right, like
where does that exist? Does it need to be a brain transplant, or does a kidney do it?
Right,
like I said, because at a cellular level, you're fucked.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting.
See, I want to see this, bro. This is gonna be wild.
Right, somebody to do a fucking study, like a long-term study, and be like, man, all these organs that came out of this prison, like the people that got them are all fucked up.
Dude, I gotta see a price list here, bro. I want to see organ and then sentence reduction time, right? It'd be like you said, kidney 10 years off, lung 15 years off.
Because if you go like kidney and it's like 5 years, you're like, fuck that.
I'm keeping my kidney.
Yep, I'll keep it.
You figure unless it's a family member that needs it,
that's different.
Then but now you're allowed to. So I guess that's the other part of this is that you weren't even allowed to before.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I guess at least in Massachusetts. So I guess if you do have a family member, you do have a parent, a child, whatever, and you can help them, then now you're sort of eligible to do so if this bill passes. But on the other hand, man, for all the other, like, can't you donate a part of your liver? That's a thing, right? So they can cut. So
what, can they regrow that shit?
Yeah, no, I think you can function with less liver. So I think they actually liver transplants for some people. It's a whole part, or I think they can actually cut a part out.
I've never heard of that. I've only ever heard of like, like I actually know someone.
Listen, I watched a lot of movies. I could be wrong. I
don't know. That was a fucking sci-fi movie.
I'm gonna look it up while you talk. Go ahead.
I know someone who's actually given their one of their kidneys to a parent.
Really?
Yeah. And parent needed it.
Do they miss it?
And they no, not yet anyway.
Damn, bro, I'd be so worried that like, what happens if I end up needing one?
Dude, for me, I go. I'm thinking like, do I have to stop drinking?
Yo, livers can regenerate.
Oh, so you can take it apart.
Yeah. Yo, I like how you just said, do I have
a-
to stop drinking? So you're like, yo,
You're like, nah.
mom's like,
I'm good.
I need a kidney. You like, yeah, I need gin.
Be like, Mom, how old? Well, you already in your 70s. I mean, you know, let's think about this. Average humans, you know,
you're in overtime.
you in my calculations, you on borrowed time as it is.
You're the LeBron on life. So I think it's a little selfish for you to ask me to give up some of my prime drinking years. That's so good.
Pretty sure somebody that's listening right now is going, that is the definition of an alcoholic.
It's soberphobic. We don't use that term here. Alcoholic sounds like there's a problem. Soberphobic sounds like it's a fear.
I like that. I have not heard that one before, man. I gotta use that. Dude, I'm gonna tell you some people who needed some damn liquor, man. I went to Disney was it last week? No, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, right? So going in there, so I have one of my sons, you know this. One of my sons is big like Disney freak, and I had a 2-day pass that was gonna expire, so used it. Went out there. First of all, man, went to Epcot, rode that Guardians of the Galaxy, the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
It might be the greatest ride of all time,
dude. That
it's
thing,
amazing.
it was like a sensory overload.
It's so good.
But getting back to drinking, the parents at Disney World, dude, they look miserable, bro.
It's a miserable experience, bro.
And it wasn't even hot. Like I can't imagine going like. So I went now, and it was actually, we had great weather. It was actually cool, but I can't imagine being. First of all, why the fuck do you bring babies to Disney World?
I've done that too. It wasn't fun, bro. Yeah. And I worked there, like you did too. And you see a mix of happy people, but you see a lot of miserable folks in there, man.
I saw this one lady, man. She's pushing a carriage. The kid is crying in the carriage. She's trying to maneuver the carriage around the crowds, and it actually was really crowded. And she has a cup of coffee in her hand. And I'm looking at her, and instantly I'm going, yo, I just want to push your carriage so you can drink your coffee.
Just so you can
just enjoy your coffee for fucking 10 minutes. I'll push your carriage. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm looking, but throughout, and again, like I was lucky. It was me, my 13-year-old son, who walks just as fast as I do, and we were just like sprinting through the whole park, bro. In those 2 days, we walked just under 30 miles.
Damn.
And we were there for a total of 24 hours.
Wow.
And we hit all 4 parks.
You hit all, yeah, but you did the whole thing. I mean, that's.
But dude, watching some of the parents there, I was like, yo, somebody needs to be out there like handing out samples of like drinks.
Dude, like SeaWorld used to do where you could get free beer and stuff. And when
really?
when Anheuser-Busch owned it, they had this section where you
do
could
they
get
not
free
own it
beer.
anymore?
No, Anheuser doesn't own it anymore.
Thought they owned all of that in Busch Gardens and
not anymore. They sold
really?
it. Gosh, they sold it to.
Isn't that why it's called Busch Gardens?
Else. Yeah, originally
right? It's the Busch.
Yeah, it's the Busch. Yeah. So, but the no, they sold it. I can't think of the name of the company now.
It's the Busch.
It's the Busch. How great is that? A name for a theme park. I like to play at the Busch. Like same, bro, same.
Dude, one of my boys went and got a.
Sounds like a 70s porno.
One of my boys went and got like a physical this week, and he goes, man, when the doctor, who was a female, she had to go check his balls.
Turn your head and cough.
He's like, he pulled down the pants. He's like, when I pulled it down, he's like, and he has a lot of hair on his head. He's like, the Busch came out, and and then he makes a noise. He's like, Phew.
That's funny as fuck. The Busch came out.
Oh man!
Oh, that's 2 weeks in a row we're talking about your kids' genitals. Oh my god,
that's
man.
fucked up. I don't know why I remember this last week.
You're talking about them whacking off last week for some reason. Woof. Oh, that's a confident kid, man. I love it. Oh man, bro. Oh, that's so damn funny, dude. You're right, bro. But I do see people in theme parks, and even when it's not that hot, it's an overwhelming experience, man. And if you're trying to do things like I said, push your child through a thing, balance your coffee, it's so overwhelming, man, to do. Like I can't. It's just.
But yeah, if you guys have not done the Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot, and you are in the Florida area, it is worth checking out that thing. If you like roller coasters, that it is a phenomenal ride.
Dude, that shit is cool, man. It's so cool, bro. Yo, you know where you can get free rides now, bro?
Not at Disney World.
Not at Disney. Hell no. Actually, I wish this was funnier, but Washington, D.C., bro. The first or the largest city in America to make bus ride fares free. So all their public bus transportation for everyone. Starting this summer, all public buses will no longer have any fares. And the goal of this is to keep money in the pocket of low-income earners and encourage people to take public transportation instead of driving cars. I was like, holy shit, man. I wrestled with that. I wanted to make that the carbon footprint, but something about being able to do meth and coke and not worry about prison time appealed to me more. I don't know what that says about me.
No, man, kudos to freaking DC, bro. That's awesome.
Dude, that's so cool, man. Like you said,
now I don't know who pays for that, right? Because
taxpayer dollars. But right? I'm going to assume that there's a surplus somewhere, or there's some money or some program that they're going to cut to sort of help pay for this. I'm guessing. I didn't get into the sort of semantics of it all and look, but I just thought it was, dude, honestly, you can find the money for that, because how much money do we throw? Because it's Washington, D.C. too, by the way. It's not like Orlando. Like our public transportation system here, I'm sure is not very expensive because it's not very big.
Right.
But Washington, D.C., I'm going to guess, has a very robust public transportation system. So the fact that you're willing to do that one for free is probably a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say, DC is not the size of like New York.
No. But it's a metropolitan area with a lot of, I'm sure there's a ton of employees that work at all these tourist attractions and all that use public transportation that would benefit greatly from this. So it keeps money in their pocket. And if you're a tourist, oh my God, bro,
that's amazing, man. Because let me tell you, sometimes things look close in DC, and then you be walking, and it's just like, fuck, we're not there yet.
And it's like, you're like, it's been 3.5 miles. I can see it.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, no, man. I thought this was amazing, and I feel like there's a way to pay for this. Like, I'm sure someone did the math and then they went, oh, we cut this and this, or hey, the money that we, like, I'm pretty sure most cities could do something like this if they it's all about what you're focused on, right? If you want to pull that off and you prioritize that, you're going to be able to do it. And so shout out to them, man, figuring out how to do this and pulling it off. So starting this summer in DC, man, free bus fares. And I don't think there's a limit on who and how much and all that. So I thought that was awesome, man.
Yeah, man, I got to hit you up on this story. Did you see who there's a newspaper in Arizona?
Okay.
That gave that every year gives like I don't know, like a quote unquote award. It awards the Arizonian of the year.
Okay.
The Arizonian of the year for 2022, Brittany Griner.
Wait, what?
Dude, when I
didn't even know she was from Arizona. But
I didn't know either. But essentially, when I read more through the article, it was
she a Russian citizen for most of 2020? I don't think she's eligible for this. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, man. Pretty sure you just got to be from Arizona.
That shit's unfair. Okay, go ahead.
Dude, so when I read deeper into the article, it was like she was the one in 2022 that was from Arizona that captured the public eye the most. So I was like, okay. The way I have a problem is that they gave this same honor to Pat Tillman.
Ooh.
And I was like, man, so like the Pat Tillman thing makes absolute sense the Brittany Griner thing absolutely does not.
No. And for those that don't
It's
know,
just-
Pat Tillman, former NFL player, chooses to join the service, gets killed in the line of duty.
He
Friendly
did it
fire, right?
for 9/11.
That's
So
right.
So he was
Yeah.
he was a good football player.
Great,
for,
yeah, he was
for the Cardinals.
had
as
a
a matter
good,
of fact,
yeah, for the Cardinals, and had a, like you said, it wasn't like some like scrub football. Like he was a good football player.
Good
Yeah.
player. And then when 9/11 happened, he just felt like this call to duty, and he joins the military to go and fight after 9/11, and then he gets shot. Like I said, he gets.
It's friendly
It
fire,
was friendly
right?
fire,
Was it confirmed? Yeah,
I believe so.
I think
if I'm not
so.
mistaken. But yes, but he gets killed in line of duty. So he got this, and so I don't know, man.
That's
Somebody,
rough, man.
somebody at the Arizona Republic needs to redefine why who they're giving the Arizonian of the year to.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I'm sure you're gonna throw somebody in there like a John McCain. I'm guessing he has to have gotten this before.
I would imagine,
And
at least through when he was going for president.
yeah. So yeah, that's a fuck, man.
Because he lost to Barack, right?
Yes.
In the first one.
The first one, yeah, he lost to Barack. So like, and like you said, I understand if you're the rule is whoever's captivating, But I go, that's a slippery slope, man. 'Cause I'd be
my
like,
gosh, yeah.
Ted Bundy captivated, like is he
Be like,
deserving of a?
We couldn't find nobody else.
It was
Arizona,
a slow,
step up your game.
it was a slow news. Kyler Murray was playing Call of Duty and not football, so he didn't do anything meaningful. And then a coach ran off to Thailand. Yeah, they really didn't have anything going for them, man. Shit. Man, that's a tough one, bro. Because I think the jury's out on that, right? Like, it different if she was like some kind of prisoner of war. And I guess, if you want to
different.
classify her as that somehow, some way,
No.
no. And then what became of that, right? Like, there isn't real legislature or a movement or anything that has, like, we just got her back, and then people were pissed that we got her back because we didn't bring the other guy. So, like, yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Good for her for
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's back, man. I'm glad that she was able to work that out. But yeah, just not in the same category as someone who received the same honor previously.
Dude, a little something heartbreaking happened a few weeks ago. I want to talk about it on here, but the world's worst McDonald's closed down.
All right, I just want to know why it's heartbreaking.
So I don't know, man. The world's worst. I feel like anytime
world's
that you're the worst
McDonald's?
the worst McDonald's in the world.
I've seen some pretty bad ones.
Yeah, so this is the worst. So and how they're determining that is that this place has had over 900 police calls and a viral raccoon fight that took place at this location. And people have dubbed it the world's worst McDonald's, with one customer on TripAdvisor describing it as simply a vomit-inducing and dangerous. Yo, but that's not what shocked me the most about this.
Okay.
Where it's located is what shocked me the most. So, where would you think? Just give me a state.
It would have to be,
Country, whatever.
It would have to be something like, and just because, and I've never been to Compton, right?
Yeah.
But like growing up, I remember, Compton being notorious.
Yeah, you would
right?
say any place that has a projects or something like that would be your go-to.
You would think
right?
that somebody's like a low income area that's notorious for crime.
Yeah, bro, it's in Ottawa, Canada. I'm like,
All right, so are these people nice or not?
yeah.
Stay
It's
away
supposed to be
from
the
Ottawa.
nicest. It's supposed to be the nicest people in the world are Canadians, and yet
It
the
must
world's
be
worst
on the
McDonald's.
border of Detroit.
Wait, you might be onto something.
Is it?
You might be onto
fuck,
something
dude.
because
You know what?
in Detroit, like if you're in downtown Detroit, you look over, you look
And
into
it's Canada.
Canada. I think it is Ottawa. You might be onto something.
Let's see.
Look,
I need to see a map.
dude, that would explain it. People stumble in over there, throw raccoons across the fence, let them fight. Listen, we're slow. So this is a product of the public school system in Florida and community college. We don't even know where Ottawa is. Where's Canada?
Dude, have you ever seen those YouTube clips where they go around and like Times Square?
Oh my God,
And they're like,
bro.
name, name 3 U.S. states. So they'll be like, name 2, name countries that border the U.S.
Oh.
And people,
Yo, a lot of people get those things wrong, which is crazy to me, man. But I guess it shouldn't be, man. Look at us. Anyway,
Dude, there's
be
a
wrong.
London, Canada.
Well, we might not be wrong because Ottawa as a state. Oh no, we're wrong. It's small.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the border of it. Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
it's small.
Anyway, Ottawa. Who'd have thought, bro? That fucking Ottawa, Canada
McDonald's.
has the worst McDonald's in the. Dude, that's saying something, bro. Because McDonald's are everywhere, and I think McDonald's has the probably the largest and most. Like McDonald's is really a real estate company that sells burgers, so they have their real estate portfolio.
Really? Why do you say that?
Yeah, if you look at McDonald's and where they're located, they have the most prime real estate in the world. Like if you never see a McDonald's, yeah, and I think they are literally the largest real estate holding company in the world. They just happen to serve burgers there. But if you look at McDonald's liquidated all their real estate, it would like they could. I know a lot of these are franchisees, but I think McDonald's still sort of picks these locations and rents them out and stuff to them, depending on the model, I think, in certain countries. But it's literally like a real estate company just happens to serve burgers. That's all it is. Like
I've never thought about that,
the
man,
bulk of their
sense.
wealth is tied up in their real estate, like of the valuation of the company. Now, listen, I'm sure the IP is worth a lot of money. I mean, it's McDonald's, right? But it's iconic. But I would think today, as far as like where a lot of their assets, it's in the locations, it's in the real estate. Yeah, and I think they have more real estate locations than anybody else in the world. And it's all prime, right? You think about where there's a McDonald's, Times Square, there's a McDonald's, and every major city in America has like 50 of them, and then there always at least one in whatever the major tourist destinations, the busiest roads, intersections, all that always have a McDonald's.
Doesn't Starbucks does a pretty good job of like if you see a Starbucks, like they've done the research on that area,
extensive. They know the growth. They know the potential growth, like what's gonna happen there. They know everything about the demographics and all that. Now the earnings in that area, like they pretty much have all the census data down. And then I think what Starbucks does too is they fast forward like a 10-year thing and they go, where's this place going?
Right.
And so and it's hilarious because I always joked about my house of like, I live in an area that we have a Starbucks, but I'm also close enough to suspect areas that I have good food. Like,
Dude, let me tell you something. We don't have a Starbucks in my neighborhood.
I have one right outside.
But we got $3 stores and 3 auto parts stores.
Dollar General.
Yep.
And AutoZone.
Dollar General, fucking Dollar Tree, and I think
that's hilarious.
I don't know. Family Dollar, I think, is the other one.
Yeah, I'd be forgetting those places exist until like, I don't know. Well, we do have one nearby here, I guess. I shouldn't say that. There is one.
I always tell my kids, man, I'm just like, Leo, like, look around. Because, like, let me tell you, like, I love my neighborhood, right where I live. But when you leave, there's some suspect areas. When you leave my street, there's some suspect areas. But I always tell them, just like, listen, if you are close to, like 3 auto parts stores in a quarter mile and 3 dollar stores in a quarter mile, like it's telling about the area where you live.
Yeah, it tells you there's a lot of Puerto Ricans nearby. Bro, whenever
there's a lot of Corollas around.
Whenever there's more auto parts stores than there are coffee shops, there's too many Puerto Ricans, bro.
I'm sorry.
You never see auto parts store in like the white neighborhoods or the Asian neighborhoods or like any other demographic. It's always Puerto Ricans, bro. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans because we don't give a fuck what we have, bro. Puerto Ricans can have a Corolla from 87 and they treat that shit like it's the latest and greatest, and they will be at that AutoZone every other day buying a fucking fuzzy dice and an air freshener and some spark plugs. We don't give a fuck.
Dude, not for nothing, man. In those 3 auto parts stores within the quarter mile, 2 out of those 3 have been there for years. The third one is fairly new, but
Yo,
dude, like
the other ones have been there
thrive.
so long they thought we need a third.
Yeah,
this is
they all thrive.
that means you got the trifecta, bro. You got Riley's, AutoZone, and Discount, or Advance, whatever it's called
those
now.
3. Advanced
Auto. Yep.
That's who used to be Discount auto parts.
Puerto
Back in the
Ricoville.
day,
Yeah,
bro.
that's how I know it, bro. That's how I can always tell whenever I've had like realtors take me around, drive me around areas and stuff, or whenever I'm shopping, and then I start to pass. I'm like, nope, too many Puerto Ricans here. She's like, yeah, I haven't been anywhere. I'm like, I done seen 3 auto parts stores. I'm like, I love my people, but I'm not doing it.
Oh, that's Dude, you see this Clearwater woman? Actually,
God.
two. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna hit you up with 2 stories in Florida, man.
Okay.
First of all, this Clearwater woman, I don't know how she get pulled over by the cops or whatever, but she had an object in her vagina.
They knew about this before pulling her over.
I don't know. Again, I didn't see in the story exactly how they figured this out, but it was a crack pipe. Right? And the way she tried to get out of it was she said it was a sex toy.
It was a sex toy, so she.
I was like, I started thinking about the crack
can
pipe,
be.
and I was like,
Now, is it full of crack at the time?
I don't know.
Because if it's an empty crack pipe, I mean, technically, she's not wrong.
And then she got some paraphernalia in there.
She got a little bit of residue. But don't people do? Nah, I guess you can't do crack. Some people do rub cocaine on their shit. That's a thing.
Yeah?
So I've heard.
You got to tell me who you know off air.
You never heard this? Like
no, but
rubbing cocaine on the clitoris and stuff like that.
Doesn't
like
it make it numb? Probably.
I think the idea is that it would, but I think it sets it off. I don't listen. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a doctor. Or
trying yourself, people.
I just heard. We
gotta put that on IG.
We got
who out there has actually done this?
Yo, can you imagine getting pulled over for that shit, bro? Like, man, like, how do they know?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was. I don't know if she was driving. I don't know if she was walking. I don't know if she maybe was like intoxicated and then walking around and somebody reported her and then the cops kind of I don't know.
Do you have any weapons or anything on you? There's a crack pipe in my pussy.
Well, I don't know what's worse, man. That one or there is a college in Florida that was giving out fake nursing degrees between 2016 and 2021.
Like on purpose?
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, where's this? Please tell me, where's this college? What's it called? I have a feeling.
It's actually a couple. There's like 3 of them.
Okay.
Siena College. I don't know where that's at.
Me neither.
Palm Beach School of Nursing.
Okay.
And Sacred Heart International Institute.
So they're just making shit up.
And they've all 3 lost their accreditation, but they've pumped out 7,600 fake ass nurses.
Ooh, so what happens? Those people got to go back to school and they got to get
Don't know.
That's crazy.
Like, what if you're working somewhere, bro? Right? Like, so this
You've been
story,
treating
like,
patients.
this story comes out, right? You know you're part of that, but you've been on the job long enough
that you know your
that
job.
you kind of know your shit now. Are you good?
Shit, probably
Without the
not.
degree? Are you good?
Probably not. Or they're gonna downgrade you and be like, "Yo, you're not a registered nurse."
Oh, maybe like
You're
you're
a
like
tech.
a fucking
Because they'll be like, "Now we gotta pay you less."
Wow, man! Like,
Fuck,
dude,
dude.
I was just like, and again, I don't know, like, listen.
And then, are you comfortable with that? If you're
right,
a patient, are you okay with that?
that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you have, if you're knowingly getting these fake degrees, and then getting jobs, like, you deserve whatever you get. But if you're actually if you've become a good nurse, and then that gets reported, oh fuck, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they probably put 2 and 2 together when the nurse had the crack pipe in her pussy.
That was 2 separate stories. Stop drinking that gin straight.
Yo, this shit's pretty good straight, actually, bro. I gotta say, it's actually not
Does it
bad.
have a different flavor?
Yeah, it actually does. It tastes a
It
little
tastes
bit.
like
Yeah,
rhubarb?
it tastes it. It actually. I don't know about rhubarb because I don't know what that is. But
Can somebody post a picture on IG of rhubarb?
I mean, you want me to get? You gotta say tamarindo or something like that, bro. Coconut. And I don't know what rhubarb is supposed to taste like, but it tastes straight. Like it's actually.
Oh, it does have flavor.
Yeah, it's flavor.
Yeah, it does have flavor.
Yeah.
It's good.
Like it's actually, and listen, don't laugh at me, but I think what I've put together now, an hour into this pod, is that the bottle is purple, not the fluid.
You know what, bro? When we bought that bottle, I was
it was-
thinking it was gonna be that color.
Me too. And now that it's down, and I'm going, it's still purple. And and then it's in my glass, and it's clear as day.
I never put two and two together because after we bought it, I was like, oh, it'll look cool because it'll be have this like pinkish flavor.
I thought the same
or
thing.
pinkish color rather.
Like the indigo one that we buy, or the Empress. And then indigo is the Snoop Dogg one, right? That has.
We haven't tried that one here.
Oh, we got to do that one at some point in time too, then, man.
That one has a different flavor too, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
We'll have to try that.
I don't know which one.
The Empress has that nice purple hue, and then it turns pink when you mix it with stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, so
right, how we doing? How we doing on time, bro?
So we're an hour or two in, bro.
All right, man.
Listen, what you got? You got anything you wanna?
Dude, did you see this? We talked about this before. Transgender swimmers, like collegiate transgender swimmers.
Okay.
So did you hear? So we talked about one before where it was a male turning into a female.
Okay.
Right? And then he had to take the hormone treatment for a certain amount of time before he was able, or before now she is able to participate in collegiate sports.
Oh, okay.
And then she dominated.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep. Yep.
Well, there was a one going the other way. So it was a woman turning into a man.
Okay.
So
I'm
now,
guessing we didn't have her do any kind of, tests or anything to say, like, it's fair for you to go play with the men.
I don't know, man. That's good. Probably not.
Your testosterone levels are like
right.
If you're fine.
If they're too low,
yeah,
then you go like, oh, you're like a 40-year-old male.
Yeah. Like, bitch, you Chris Paul.
Well, this is a swimmer, so female becoming a male, and then so he when he raced, he struggled to stay out of the last place, and barely beat a guy with a missing forearm. It just goes to show you,
motherfucker swimming in circles and still be.
I just got the visual.
How you lose to the guy swimming in circles? Yo, that's. Oh my God, what college is this?
I don't know.
Oh my God, bro, that's so good.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right, because it's gonna be some shitty ass little college, and you go, those are world class swimmers. Either like if you can get into D1 school for the most part, you're a really good swimmer. At that level, man. Oh my God, there's so many places to go with that. Oh, struggled. Yo, so then do you let them keep competing and they're taking a spot from someone who deserves it, right? Like,
well, I don't know, right? Because if this guy with the missing forearm was part of the team as well, and he's beating him, then he should be part of the team, right?
But then, like, yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that they were this person struggling. That I'm guessing that they were better than other people that tried out. I'm hoping.
I would imagine so.
Because you have to figure they're just the worst person on that team or in that league. But yeah, man, I think this calls into question, like, even for women, man, like, I would go, if I was a woman, I'd be pissed if some guy came in and whatever league then took a spot. Like, that's just
This goes back to what we talked about before, which is like a league of their own.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's got all Nemo's right, dad in that bitch. No, wait, is it?
No, it's
Nemo, right? Nemo's the one. Okay, I thought it was his dad. Nemo got the.
That's why your ass got caught.
Finding Nemo. Yo, you know, as a coach, how infuriating that has to be when like, how do you give a motivational speech then? Like, yo, the motherfucker with half an arm beat you. Okay, enough said. Not 3/4.
But he actually beat that guy.
Oh, he beat that guy.
Yeah, he beat barely.
Oh man, only because again, I can't. My man took a lap. In a lap. He took a lap within the lap. I can't beat that, bro. We got God, that's so
All right, man.
good,
You want to end it on that?
We have to. I can't beat that.
All right, fuck it, man. Tell them where they can find us.
At the Carbon Pooper Podcast on Instagram, the Carbon Pooper Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and then everywhere where you get your music or your podcast, man. Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible. So you're not.
That's the new one.
Audible, we're on there now too, man. So hop on Audible. Yeah, everywhere, man, and YouTube. So make sure you guys are watching on YouTube and then checking us out on your favorite platform. Subscribe, listen, drop us comments, rate us, do everything, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.